Thank you very much. Good afternoon, District 73. Yeah, let's raise the energy in the room. We're in the room together, most of us. Fantastic. All right, last contest of the day, and some say the best. Did I hear a nervous laugh there? I hope. No, the table topics contest is what we're looking at right now. And the table topics contest is all about improvisation, doing an impromptu speech, being given something off the cuff and being able to weave together a story around that like magic. We have, how many do we have? 7, I believe?
Yes.
We have 7 contestants who are ready to go. They have been fully briefed. They have been fully vetted and they're all eligible to speak in this contest. So I hope you're looking forward to a good contest, because I am. You ready? You're looking forward to it?
Yes.
That's right. That's the energy we're looking for. Fantastic. Probably I should stop yelling at you. Not very nice.
We're going to speak.
Okay, so we've done all that stuff. All contestants have been the timing. The timing has been explained in the operation of the timing lights. We've got 1 contestant online and the rest will be right here in the room for you. You probably would like to know the speaking order.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Here is the speaking order. First, Gregory Boland. Second, Sean Wirkoon. Third, Tracy Green. Fourth, Jody Donche. Fifth, Wendy Teasdale Smith, who will be joining us online. Sixth, Brett Kenny. And 7, Stephanie Ritchie. So Greg, Sean, Tracy, Judy, Wendy, Brett, Stephanie. Now, our chief judge today is the estimable Mr. Kevin Broughton. Hello. Kevin, are we all ready to proceed?
Absolutely.
We are. Fantastic. Then, been waiting to say this. Let the contest begin! Oh. All right, thank you very much. Please welcome as your first contestant. No, not yet. Sorry. Oh, that's right. We have to leave the room. Right. Oh boy.
It's been a busy few days, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm just really pumped to get going. Good, good,
Yeah.
good. That's good. Yeah, it was a joke to see if you know. So Greg is still in the room. Excellent. And Wendy is in the briefing room. Wendy is in the breakout room. Is Wendy in the breakout room?
Yes.
She is. Okay, thank you very much. Now, if we're ready to go, our first contestant is, yes. Okay, I'm waiting for the usher to come. Not everything's in the script. Getting help.
It's all right. I guess I am.
I think we'll be able to proceed with just the question here. Yeah, all right. Pardon me? No. Right, don't you hate dead air? Dead air is the worst. If
Sing
I was a
for us.
broadcaster, I would be, no, really don't want that. If I was a broadcaster, I would be kicked out by now. You know, they've got those emergency tapes where if it's silent for longer than 30 seconds, a record will kick in. That's what you wish for.
One of those in my brain.
In your brain. Okay, are we ready? Okay, everyone's ready. Right. Our first contestant is Greg Boland. Please welcome Greg Boland. What chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken, Greg Boland?
The contest chair, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Life is a series of chances. It's a series of opportunities. It's up to us to determine what it is we're going to grasp. Grasp it with both hands and see how far we can get. It's called having a crack, folks. I'd like to think I've had a crack at quite a number of things in my life. Well, I have. But the question was, what chances do I wish I had taken? And I wish I couldn't answer it, but unfortunately I can. An example that comes to mind is in my career. I'm an aeronautical engineer. I worked for Qantas for many years. I work for other contract companies now. But I've just been promoted into an executive role. And it was a big career break. And I was really pumped. I was as nervous as all get out. You reckon this is hard? Like this doesn't go away. It doesn't go away when you sleep. I was really nervous. And right at the point I was about to start, they said, "Oh, by the way, we'd like you to run this." It was a massive project. This was a side hustle. They wanted me to run from Melbourne with a team in Sydney. And I said no. I said no because I was scared to my core with the thing I had already committed to doing. Where's the growth, folks? It's in your discomfort zone. It's outside of the zone where you like to be. I know now, looking back on life, as you do when you get older, it's one of the things that you're condemned to. That was an opportunity I should have said yes to. How would I have done it? I've got no idea. I didn't know then. I don't know now, but I should have had a crack. What's the worst thing that can happen? Doesn't go well. You ask for some help. We learn that in Toastmasters. You all learn that in Toastmasters. And if you take one thing from this speech, take this. When you are asked to step up in your club, when you are asked to step up into district, yes, it's your default answer. Mr. Contest Chair.
1 minute silence for the judges, please. Thank you, timers. Next contestant is Shanwira Kuhn. Please welcome Shanwira Kuhn to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken? Shanwira Kuhn.
It was only 2 years ago that I started to learn to swim. And I know you're looking at me thinking, Sean, you must be the oldest person in all of Australia who still didn't know how to swim. And you're entirely right. But you see, the scene was set several months before I was even born. Because my uncle, who by all accounts was quite an accomplished swimmer, drowned while swimming at his favorite spot out at sea. This sent a tidal wave of fear crashing down on my family. And a few months later, when I was born, the mantra was, keep away from the water, no swimming, stay safe, survive. So this fear was ingrained in me. I grew up staying in that comfort zone, surviving, being safe. Fast forward a few decades, and my 2 young daughters are starting to learn how to swim. So I thought I should muster up the courage and also learn swimming. When I started taking those first lessons, not only did I learn the freestyle, but I realized something even more important. I realized that all that time I had tried to survive, be comfortable, be safe in that narrow little comfort zone. But life has a way of pushing us out. And then what happens? You either sink or you swim. So what I realized then was that to not just survive, not just be safe, not just be comfortable, but thrive no matter what life throws our way. We have to expand those comfort zones. Now, this was a lesson from swimming, but this applies to every other aspect of life. So what chances do I wish I had taken? I wish I had expanded my comfort zones much earlier, not just in the swimming pool, but in every other aspect of my life. I now look at where am I too comfortable and expand those comfort zones. Fellow Toastmasters, friends, expand your comfort zones.
1 minute silence for the judges. Iris. Our next contestant is Tracy Green. Please welcome Tracy Green to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken, Tracy Green?
What chances do I wish I had taken? That is thinking about going back in time and changing something that has happened. So let's say hypothetically, I could do that. If I'm really honest, my ex-husband is experiencing early onset dementia. And every time I see him, I think about my inability and my unwillingness to compromise on counselling to repair our marriage. So the chance that I wish I had taken was to really think about, what am I truly wanting in life? It's great now for me to reflect back, because hindsight's wonderful. I think about my stepsons, and I missed out on them getting married and having children. But would that have motivated me back when I was 27 to see the value in repairing the marriage? No. I then think about the guilt that I feel whenever I see my ex-husband. And I know I broke his heart. And hindsight is wonderful. If I could go back to that 27-year-old me, maybe I would have considered counselling, because I can now see the bigger picture. But I didn't. So really, if I think about what are the chances that I would have taken, I can't go back and change what's happened in my life. I made those choices because they felt right for me at that time. I accept I am who I am for all of the experiences that I've had, and I wouldn't change a thing. Contest chair.
Silence with the judges. Thank you, timers. Our next contestant is Jodie Donche. Please welcome Jodie Donche to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken? Jodie Donche.
What chances do you wish you had taken in life? As Brené Brown explains, one of the best chances we can take is the power of being vulnerable. In my life, I didn't always take the chance of being vulnerable. And there's 3 major times in my life that I wish I had taken the chance of being more of my vulnerable, authentic self. The first time was when I was younger. I had a best friend. She was amazing. But she started to be teased and put down. And I thought, it's going to be vulnerable to be her friend. I should just stop being her friend or I'll be picked on. So I let go of my friend Charlotte. But I wished I had taken the chance to be vulnerable and stay her friend. Who knows? That could have been a lifelong relationship. The second time I wish I had been more vulnerable was with my family. My family were always very good about talking about emotions growing up. So as we do, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I decided not to talk about emotions. I could be happy and positive, but not feeling sadness or anger or anything else. And I wish I had taken the chance growing older to follow my intuition, which is that every emotion is okay to feel. And I wish I talked to my family more about my emotions growing up, to build a better connection and maybe inspired them to take the chance to be more vulnerable. And the third thing I would have wished I'd been more vulnerable and take the chance with was telling my partner sooner that I wanted him to be my boyfriend. It took me 6 months before I admitted to him that I was ready for a relationship. Who agrees that vulnerability can be very high when it comes to relationships? For me, I didn't want to take the chance. So I waited 6 months before I committed to being his long-term girlfriend. But now we've been together for 7 years. So it did work out in the end. But have a think to yourself, where in life have you not taken the chance of being vulnerable? Perhaps it was a friend that you let go of because of the fear of being judged, or a job you let go of because of not living up to your parents' expectations. Maybe you didn't take a chance enough with your emotions. Maybe you weren't being as vulnerable with telling people how you felt or being authentic. Or maybe it wasn't an intimate relationship. Let's remember the words of Brené Brown. The biggest gift we can live is being our most authentic and vulnerable selves. And that's a chance I want to live every single day. Content.
1 minute silence for the judges, please. Thank you, timers. Our next contestant is. It's a mystery. Is there a problem with the timing here? We okay?
Oh, it's just not.
Timing fell off. Just a moment while we adjust technical difficulties. Nothing to see. There's the timer. That's what we were waiting for. All right, please welcome our next contestant.
Oops.
Oh, yes, we should do an audio check. Thank you very much. All you have to do is yell out, audio check, here we go. I feel like you probably would. No offense. Wendy, can we please do an audio check?
Hi, how are you? I can definitely hear you.
Excellent. So we can hear Wendy and see Wendy, and she can hear me. We're all good. Please welcome Wendy Teasdale-Smith to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken, Wendy Teasdale-Smith?
The first wish I have that I wish I had taken would be to be born in a different place to different parents. Now, they say you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your parents. But I've got a theory that you might be able to pick your parents. And I would have started with that one wish that I could have picked my parents, because I think that I would have a different life if I'd had already done that. The second wish I had taken in my teenage years would have to be to believe in myself more. I'm sure I am not alone with this. I wish I had have known what it was like to feel confident. I think no teenager actually feels terribly confident. I think that it's the nature of teenage years that they are tough. But I look back and I wish I had been more appreciative of actually how good my life was and where I was going, and had more faith and belief in myself. The third wish I had taken was the possibility of doing something a bit different, perhaps, to what I did. While I've had an excellent time in life, I would like to have taken more chances. I would have liked to have felt the fear and sort of done it anyway. I think, like many people, I've allowed fear to hold me back in life, that it's held me in one place where I could have moved forward. So when I look back on my life, I think many wishes, many chances, many opportunities that I wish I had taken. Some foolish, perhaps, choosing other parents, some just wishful, some perhaps more realistic. But in the end, the wish I took was the one to be happy with where I am in my life now. Thank you, Contest Chair.
For the judges, please. Thank you, timers. Our next contestant is Brett Kenny. Please welcome Brett Kenny to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken, Brett?
If I had to have my life again, one thing I would do substantially different, and that was not listen to my father on career choice. And the reason for that is I followed his career of accountancy. And I'll let you into a secret. Some people say accountancy is boring. Here's a secret. It is. I always wanted to be a photographer, but I lacked a couple of things, mainly an artistic endeavour, and secondly, some connections. And Dad said to me, look, you'll never feed a family as a photographer with your level of skill. And he was possibly right. But what I should have done is take the chance. And what I do, I relate this to my guitar teacher. Now, I've come to the guitar very late in life, and to quote my wife, it was always going to be difficult being tone deaf. My guitar teacher has a thing on his wall. When a man gets up in the morning and he goes to bed at night, and all he's done in between is what he loves, that's when he's a success. Now, that's what I think photography might have done for me, and I wish I'd pursued it. And I've got an idea that if I had my time again, I would have done it for a couple of years. And if I was a horrible failure, well, maybe then I could revert to the stimulating world of accountancy. I should have taken the chance first because I was young, I was unmarried, I had no commitments. And I probably should have just gone in and taken that chance, because the one thing you do not get in life is a second go. If you miss it, it's all over. And I look at photographers, and I have some as clients, and I look at what they do, and they leap out of bed because they want to get to their work, and they take their work, and on the weekend when they're not doing corporate portraits, they go to the beach and take landscapes because they love it so much. And that chance has probably passed me by. I may still do something about it, but I certainly can't have 40 years of photography as against 40 years of accountancy. I don't think I'm going to live that long, and I seriously wish I'd taken that chance.
Silence for the judges. Your time is. Next contestant is Stephanie Ritchie. Please welcome Stephanie Ritchie to answer the question, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken? Stephanie Ritchie.
Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Chances do I wish I had taken? And for me, this is quite an easy question to answer because my biggest dream was to go to France and live like a local. And I actually took this chance. Back in 2016, I found the opportunity to go and be an English language assistant, and I got placed in Dijon. It actually was a really tough decision for me though, because as luck would have it, I just met my Prince Charming. So I met the man of my dreams and I had a dream opportunity. And I got scared. I thought, what if I regret going? What if I lose this amazing man I've just met? But what if I don't go? What if I end up regretting him because I've stayed? So I took the chance. I took the opportunity. I went to live in France. I was there for 4 months and I came home to my Prince Charming. So I think it all worked out okay. And I now don't have to worry about what if I didn't take the chance, or what if I do take a chance? I took my chance to go to France. I kept my Prince Charming, and now I don't have to live with a what if. Thank you.
Okay, let's have silence until the ballots have been collected and the judges have left the room. I just confirm that the online, are there any online judges?
Mhm.
Right,
There are.
they left the room. Are they
They're
in a
not
breakout
connected
room?
anymore.
They're not in a breakout room. The judges. No? They're going there. Please, see. Okay, excellent. All right, let's have a hand of applause. No, let's have a round of applause. Fantastic. That was our contest, and the only thing left is the results. No, we have these very fine and wonderful certificates of participation. So can I ask the contestants please to come up here to receive their participation certificate? That clapping was less than enthusiastic. Now look, this is special. These are special. Ooh, watch out for the camera. These are special participation certificates. Do you know why? Because they're physical. They're not digital. All right, you're not going to get just another file to clutter up your computer. You're going to get something to paper a wall or something like that. These are quality pieces of cardboard. So in no particular order, please thank Jodie Donche. Greg Boland. Stephanie Ridley. Is he green? Wendy Teasdale Smith. And Sean Lyrican. Thank you very much, contestants. Now comes the traditional grilling of the contestants, or will I have you sit down? Do you want to skip the grilling? Look, I tell you what, a table topics contest is about a question that you don't know is coming. But I think you do know what question is coming here, right? How do you get your head around a table topic? What's the first thing that comes to mind? How do you construct a speech around it? Let's go with Sean first.
It's trying to find a story that I can connect with that question. So I'll just try to see if I can find a story that works with that question, and then try to tell a story.
Pick up.
I just trying to find a story that matches the question.
Okay, thank you. Yes, don't forget to use your Toastmaster skills and project your voice.
Yeah.
We do have some amplification, but anyway. Brett, how do you get your mind around a table topic?
Very similar. Pick a story that has at least some vague relevance. And if it doesn't, massage it until it does. And then go to your stock standard opening, body, conclusion, and try and put it together, realising that you've got 2.5 minutes. So you probably don't want to go over 2 minutes. So really you've got very little time for each of those.
Excellent.
And speak slowly so your mind can get ahead of you now.
That's a very good.
Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
tip.
I don't do it.
Wendy, how about you? How do you get your mind around a table topic and construct a speech?
A bit like the others, I think. Sometimes they click for you as well. There is a degree of luck in there. I'm not a great believer in luck, but there is a degree of luck because sometimes they just resonate for you and sometimes less so. When they really resonate, it flows really easily. And when it doesn't, it's a little more clumsy and a bit harder to, like someone was talking about there, sort of, get it squished in so your ideas or your stories will fit.
Thank you very much. And next, Stephanie, how about you?
I love to lie. It's not the true story, mind you, but sometimes if it's a topic that I don't know what to say, or I just think I like to be humorous, so I quite often like to take the funnier side of things and just make things up on the fly. So I don't really have a strategy. It depends what comes to mind, and I just try and run with it. Normally, whatever first comes to mind, I try to go with it and stick there.
Excellent. Thank you. Tracy, moving right to the other side.
I allow what to come up comes up, and I run with it because I go by my gut feel, and I use truth. I'm working on the line, but my problem with lying is I know myself, once it's what a tangled weave we web when we practice to deceive. And I worry about opening up this whole pit I'm going to fall into without glass, and I'm not going to know where I'm at, and I'll miss the time. So I think I just stick to truth, and I go, what comes up for me when I get the question.
Fantastic. Thank you. Greg, your turn.
It's a bit of a blend. So I do have a little stock of stories that are reasonably true that can be fashioned into topics. But sometimes that plain doesn't work. We had, I think it was an area contest, and the question was something about should all internal door handles be painted purple? You give me stupid, you're going to get super stupid back. So I step right, we're straight into bullshit mode now, and out of we're going to go a little bit left, we're going to go a lot left, right out of field. So it depends entirely on the question. You can have a certain amount of prep that you've stocked, and then you get a kooky one, it's got to run. That's my tactic.
That is a good tactic. It does depend a lot on the question. I feel like in the contest here, you're going to go with something fairly conservative. I don't know. Jody, what's your strategy?
Well, I agree with everyone and what they're sharing. I think I'll go with a bit of a different one. It's really important to first be comfortable with the uncomfortable. I think one of the biggest reasons people find it hard to formulate an answer to a table topic is because their brain just goes into overdrive and the flight and fight response happens, and then they can't think clearly. So I would say one of the biggest tips to give is prep yourself beforehand. Really make sure your body is relaxed and you change your jacket so you have a fresher energy or whatever else it is to get yourself into a real homeostasis, relaxed state. And then the answer will formulate organically when you flow.
Okay, excellent. Anybody have any questions for the contestants while they're here before I let them go?
Was there an alternate question?
Was there an alternate question? That's really a question for me. Yes. The answer is yes. No. I'm going to keep the questions. Just throw questions away.
Yep. No.
Any questions? Yes, Carl. What's the worst one? Okay, that is a good.
Oh, good question.
Topic question. Yeah. Great, go ahead.
The number. No, years ago, and it was. Graham, your question is the number 2. That was the question. That was a cracker.
What did I say?
Well, lucky I only got to watch the poor bugger answer it. He had twins.
Oh,
I got to see that. Oh yeah. Well, the blood just drained from him.
Oh man.
And so yeah, that was I believe that was a long time ago. That was the toughest question I've ever seen.
That's
Don't even think about it.
Hey, stop here now. Excellent. Jody?
I can't even remember the exact wording because it was so long, but it was almost like 2 sentences and it was double negatives.
Oh.
Like, would you rather not have something or rather have something? And I remember standing going,
What?
I don't even know what the question is. That one was really tricky. Yeah.
Good stuff. Brett?
I think probably what if the question.
Oh, yeah.
I foolishly responded with what if you asked a decent question. That was bad. But I've heard some people say that sometimes not a question, it's a statement, and that's harder. So today is a nice day to discuss.
Anybody else? Wendy? You're on mute.
Luckily, I haven't had some of those doozies they're talking about there. I think that But most of the questions I've experienced have been pretty good. I often think I could have done better afterwards, of course, because I think that's the way it is.
Indeed. Definitely Tracy, Sean, you guys.
Brilliant.
There was one that I went really quite random on and I started worrying that I was putting my foot into it about different nationalities and making assumptions. I was going on about I had this like short little husband from somewhere and thinking, can I say that? And it was just like mum, so it was fine. But yeah, the more I kept going, I thought, I'm being so offensive the way I'm travelling down the path. Yeah, there was no return. Now into that district.
Sean or Tracy?
I remember one of the questions that
Project.
I remember one of the questions I heard at a table topics that I was in. And I was just there as a spectator, the question was, why do you matter? Why do you matter? And it wasn't myself, but it's really struck a challenging spot with one of the contestants who was in a particularly challenging position. And I think took it quite hard.
Yeah, that is a
Some of those
very,
questions are actually challenging.
yeah. I think I would have trouble with that one myself.
Graham, you're off camera.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
That's deliberate.
Okay.
Because the spotlight's on these fine contestants. But thank you for pointing that out. Tracy?
I think be prepared for any type of question. I think that's the key. Because I know that I had one question which was incredibly uncomfortable because it was about something very raw and emotional that I was going through. And the question was very specific. And for me to answer it, because I've said I struggle with lying, it means that I'm going to really go deeper than I did today on another very personal matter to answer that question. So having a strategy for composing yourself when you get those curly questions that can take you to a dark place. Be prepared for those.
Yeah, that's good
tip.
advice. Good advice. Yes, I think the weirdest question I've heard is something like, how does yellow make you feel? Or something like that. Something that's just really, you can do something with it, but something that's very non-specific. We did have one once, which was tell us your secret.
Oh,
Which is actually pretty good. So unlike some of you, I tend to go to the ridiculous. I said, my secret is I am a vampire. And it was fun because it was a night contest and, you could... Full moon? Full moon. That would have been even better.
Werewolf.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So, no, but you see, at the time, that was the other me with the shaved head and the clean shaven face. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look me, actually, don't do that, but look me up on LinkedIn and you'll see what it is to look.
You and everyone else.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Thank you very much. I'll let you guys go. Thank you for your time.
Sorry.
I missed the photo.
Okay, you ready?
participation certificate, Steph.
Kiru, can you take this one, please? Thank you. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. District. Say something. Thank you.
Thank you. Very much. I'll throw you one of the questions I posed in the quiz I ran on Friday night. What did photographers used to ask people to say before they said cheese?
Come on.
Some of you will know because you were there. Pardon me? Plum? It's pretty close. Prunes, that's what it is. Prunes, everybody say prunes. Now you might wonder, why would you say prunes? Does it give you an attractive looking face?
No.
Well, maybe it did to Victorian people, because this was sometime in the 1800s, and then it wasn't the fashion to look happy or joyful in photos. And so you were looking for a face that was composed. And perhaps you might think this is very unkind. It had something to do with dental hygiene. Think about that for a moment. That's right. Yeah, you're not covering up all your teeth. All right. But judge is back yet? No, the judge is not back, so we've got some time to fill. Anybody got anything to say about the question itself? Did it make you feel wistful? Chances you may have taken yourself? Do you feel like that would have been an easy question to answer? Anybody? Oh, Nan.
It instantly made me feel, when I was listening to all the contestants, it made me feel about the chance that I took on within the trio in the last 3 years, being the CGD, the PQD, and the district director. It is like so true. I would have missed out if I wouldn't have said that 1 yes 2 years ago. So now I would have missed out on so many new experiences and so many awesome people. So.
Thank you. An excellent answer and also an excellent advert for, hey, get out there and be involved in your district, which you should.
It is.
Which you should. Anybody else? What chances do you wish you had taken? Michael?
I think that implies regret.
Yes.
And I don't have regrets.
Fair.
I have apologies.
Yes.
But I don't have regrets.
No regrets. That's a good policy. Please.
Yeah, I thought it was a good
Sorry.
question because it's one of those things where if you go back in time and you change something, then you could completely transform your life in an even worse way.
Yes.
So in a way, it's probably a good thing that we have these friends because we can always learn from
It is, yes. The classic sci-fi question, what if you could go back in time and change something? Would you be any better off? There's a Stephen King book where somebody has the chance to go back and change the JFK assassination. It doesn't end well. It's an excellent book, by the way, whether you like Stephen King or not.
I was going to actually say that it's very interesting the choices that you made. Because there's many choices that my husband and I have made over the years. And we're thinking how different our life has been because of those choices. And you think, if we hadn't bought that Barossa, what would we have done? Barossa talked about all-wheel driving track. And if we'd taken the other little car that we've been looking at, and probably would have done this adventurous holidays. And I know that those chances have so much impact. There's many things that if I did my life over again, I'd do differently. But then I might not be standing in this room talking to you today. So I'm standing happy with what I've done.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now, folks, Chief Judge has returned. The moment is at hand. Would you like to find out our third place winner?
Yes,
Yes, excellent. Thank you very much. Our third place winner is Greg Boland. Dangerous. Great.
It's Mike.
It's wild.
Approved. All right, we got two more. Come on. Yes. Oh, yes, thank you. Yes. I did even ask this. There were no disqualifications. Our second place getter in the Table Topics Contest 2023 is Brett Kenny. One more to go. Final one. And Tracy Green. Well done for keeping the applause going all the way up. That was very good.
Photo shoot.
Photo shoot.
Yep. With yourself and with the PQD. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Don't say prunes, cheese.
Cheese. Audience cheese.
Thank you.
Apparently they used to say brooms. Everyone say broom.
We've already gone over this. You weren't in the room.
Yeah, I already pitched that to everybody. I told
Yeah,
you.
that was your question.
That's right. All right, folks, that concludes our table topics contest. So I give you back to our contest chair, the fabulous Mr. Smiley Darryl O'Reilly.
Now, this time Sue remembered for me to give the chocolates for the wonderful contest chair.
Thank you.
Graham Dunlop, he's been set free from in behind the zooming there. So congratulations, Graham. Great job.
Keep the subject in the Zoom room there. So thank you.
Okay, yes. Does anyone else want some chocolates? David Hughes, you in the room? David, Elizabeth, these are yours. David, I will take them. Prince Charming. And Buttercup, that's right. Come to the stage and sit down. Oh, yeah. Thanks very much. Why all the hugs you see this weekend? Because you cannot do that on Zoom. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. That's why it's important to have a conference. We're about to take a quick 10-minute break for a cup of tea, toilet break, because then we're trying to relink Yvonne because she's missed out. It's important that she links in. And if we have time, you might have to put up with me for 10 minutes if possible. But otherwise, it's important that Yvonne links back in, and hopefully we need your positive energy so she can present her presentation. So have a quick 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. And I keep seeing my cat.
Hi, this is me, I'm speaking.
Hi, Yvonne. They've gone for a coffee break.
Hello, Yvonne.
Yes, I heard all that. Thanks, Zoom Master. Yes. I think I worked out what went on. I'm in Tasmania, and there was an outage and all the houses lost their electricity for a split second.
Oh, okay. No, that's unfortunate. That's all right. We'll get you set up. We'll get
So
you.
whatever that did,
I can see you
must
now.
have not-
It's looking good.
Mark, what was that?
Yeah, I can see it looks good. Your background is a little bit red. Is that right?
It's a big wall.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, the rest of the house is like more cluttered and everything like that. So I'm sitting in a room with a pink wall behind me, and I'm sitting rather than standing because I can control. And as I was saying, fate is fate. The table topics question was exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
I didn't realise the table topics master didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if the table topics question had been something like, a cat's better than dogs, but it was all about making life's choices, and that's what my talk is.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay. Yeah. It all looks good. We're going to have a little bit of a break, but your video looks good. I can hear your audio, so I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, and that'll just zoom to some big screen or something, will it?
Yeah. I'll put you up on the big screen.
Right. Yeah, I could hear the person introducing me,
Yeah.
and it went into some weird thing, and I'm pressing buttons, and I couldn't do it. And I ended up going out and trying to get back in. I did that twice before I could actually get back in again. And I don't know. I was in tears. Don't even.
No, that's all right. We're going to get you up there. Everyone's going to hear your story.
No, it was just, I just thought, oh, look, don't worry about it. It was too close to the table topics question, but I will actually say that, I'll make a joke about it.
Yeah,
I'll be bright and cheerful, and I'll make a joke about it, and I'll be, like,
yeah, exactly.
like,
you're having a break now, so probably 10 minutes. So probably
yeah, sure. I'll
3:40.
close video and mute. No, I'll close.
Yeah, and mute. Yeah. Okay. So talk to you soon.
Hi. Yummy. So Zoom Master, I can see and hear myself.
Okay, we're just getting people back in the room
right.
there, Yvonne, so just hang on a bit. Just wanted to get you up on screen to make
That's
sure it's all
wonderful.
working.
Yes, I just.
All good.
It was really nice of you to squeeze me back in again.
Instagram account. Okay, you're live, Yvonne.
Thank you.
Now you can. Oh. You can hear us, Yvonne?
Oh, hello. Yes, I can. And I found out why I got chopped off before. I'm in Tasmania. There's a bit of water between me and everybody else. And the electricity decided to go and turn itself off for a split second, and it just set me into oblivion.
All right.
Yep.
You're about to be introduced by your district director.
Oh, thank you.
Tracy Gordon, over
to you. Thanks, Tracy.
I'm not going to redo the spiel.
No, please don't. I heard you doing a wonderful job before, and then the powers that be decided to go click. But it doesn't matter, does it?
Without further ado, Yvonne Goulas, DTM.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much for that. And coincidentally, what I was going to chat about was so close, so very close to the table topics question that fake be it, it's probably a really good thing that you didn't hear me earlier, because what I'm going to talk about, fellow Toastmasters and guests, are about forks in the road. Yes, those forks. And I believe that we've all had a number of those fork in the road moments, you know, when a choice between presented options was given to you and to me. Once those decisions were made, that's it, can't be reversed. And sometimes I found out that the choice was not actually even mine to make. Maybe it was changed by somebody else, you know. But I thought, a bit like the Robert Frost poem, where take the road less travelled, did that make all the difference? In me, it probably did. Or did you take the known road rather than the unknown? How did these choices make you who you now are? And sometimes is your life a result of, I read your, you know, one of those choose your own adventure books, and somebody else was turning the pages. So what I did was I looked back on my life and I could see now where those forks in the road were and some of the consequences that were made by those choices. And some of them were voluntary and some of them weren't. And well, like this conference, I was actually moved from Ballarat too. Let's go back in my life. Here I am, I'm about a year old, and to my father, I wasn't this wonderful Yvonne. I was just the unwanted result of a pregnancy that resulted in a hasty and unwanted marriage. I was just a useless screaming brat. There was another baby on the way. So I was taken from Ballarat and I was dumped on my grandparents' farm in Young in New South Wales. I was left there for about a year or so before grandmother handed me back. What would have happened? What would have happened if they'd kept me? I often thought that. Would I have inherited the family farm? Yeah, right. What probably would have happened, I'd been condemned to a life of watching the sheep drink the dams dry. And what would happen next? Married off to a neighbour's farmer's son? Oh, no, lucky for me. There was another fork in the road that got in my way. Thank goodness for that. Yes, my father, as you heard earlier, it was in the Air Force, and we ended up in Penang in Malaysia. Now imagine our family. My parents were these bright young things in their early 30s. Oh, well, that was young to me. I was about 10, my sister 8, my brother 6. And we'd been living in Canberra, where he'd had, how can I say this really politely, a far too close relationship with the wife of a foreign embassy official. The scandal that followed their discovery in, oh God, how can we say this? A compromising situation resulted in the wife being sent home and us shipped off to an Air Force posting so far away from Australia that, and we weren't allowed back for at least 3 years. We ended up in Malaysia. Now, that fork in the road certainly wasn't one that I chose and needed any of my family, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I had 3 years of freedom on an island called the Pearl of the Orient. I had exposure to different cultures, foods, languages, beliefs, lifestyles. My mother was able to make friends with other women, you know, those fellow Air Force wives. They had their own stories to tell. On our eventual return to Sydney, she chose a really brave fork in the road, and she dumped that abusive husband. My poor bloody mother was left with 3 young children and no home or income. The income and home had been supplied by my father's boss, the Air Force. There was no government subsidies in those days for single women. So she went back to work in cafes and shops and bars, no support from anyone. You know, what changes would my life have made if that didn't happen? Where would I have ended up? What other choices did I have? And now let's jump forward a few years to a teenage Yvonne. Oh, yeah. I tried to stay at school longer than age 15 because, dears, at age 15, that's when working class girls like me are told to leave school, get a job in a factory. But another fork in the road was presented to me, a scholarship. I took it. I stayed at school and I looked forward to a future that included, let's dream, Yvonne, a university degree. And then the road diverged again. I returned to the farm in New South Wales, you know, that one where I'd been dumped as a baby from Ballarat, to my grandmother because my grandfather had a workplace accident. Yet farms aren't just nice places with fluffy sheep and little chickens floating around. They're pretty dangerous places. So I chose looking after my family rather than education. I had this dream. That I'd be a lawyer. Yeah, right. Okay. So I ended up staying on the farm for a while, and then I took up that wonderful opportunity of going to secretarial school. I learned to read, type, shorthand, all those sorts of stuff. And that's when another fork in the road took me to a really, really unexpected future. In the late 1960s, age me now, I was working in an office and I was concerned about Australia's involvement in the American war in Vietnam. A conversation about that at work took me to visit a political bookshop in Sydney CBD, where I was accidentally mistaken for another working class girl who had made arrangements to go in and do some work there, stuffing leaflets, all that. And they thought it was me. So I thought, oh, that's odd. So I didn't tell them that I wasn't who they thought I was. I went out the back, I started stuffing, leaflets into envelopes. And there was this poor bloke working on a machine called a Gestetner. It's a duplicating machine. Now, he was typing with 2 fingers. Why? Because in those days, boys didn't type. Girls did, because computers hadn't been invented yet. So males didn't type. I stepped forward with my absolutely brilliant typing skills, and I did an Evon and I just took over. And that led to a lifetime of activism, involvement in community groups. And then I got to meet intelligent people who prize further education and discussions. Oh, yeah, one more thing. There was this really, really, really cute guy there, and he had blue eyes and really okay, that's another story, right? Over the next 20 years or so, I followed forks in the road that resulted in an education, a handful of husbands and 4 children, Sean, Kel, Ariel, Tegan, and lots of travel. And one led directly from that degree that I finally did. My degree in journalism took me to a job in Beijing, working for 3 years for the Chinese government. I worked at China Central Television, and I worked at Beijing Review magazine, and my youngest 2 children accompanied me. My daughter Tegan was only 8 years old at the time when we moved to China, and she's now in her 30s, fluent in Putonghua, in Mandarin Chinese. My skills, yeah, right. Now they're a lot poorer than that. Now, what if I hadn't taken that fork in the road that led to China? You know what wouldn't have happened? I wouldn't have 3-year-old grandchildren, my darling little twins that my daughter gave me. I wouldn't have these 3-year-old little Aussies who can speak Chinese, who can sing songs in Chinese, who can count. That wouldn't have happened. I would have missed out on brilliant opportunities for adventures. Yeah, right, my desire for travel probably started with that journey from Ballarat and those 3 years in Malaysia. But it's taken me to the USA, to Asia and Cuba. What a great road I followed to do that. But one of the best forks in the road led me to Toastmasters. My mother had joined our local Toastmasters group in Launceston, Tasmania, but I was too busy to go to any of those meetings with her. Yep, I really was. And then I entered a storytelling competition at the National Folk Festival in Canberra. And I won it, yep. And then I was required to come back the next year and be one of the judges. So what did I do? Yep, you guessed it. I joined Toastmasters and I honed my evaluation skills. What happened? If I didn't even know that fork in the road even existed, that took me, being in Toastmasters, took me to places that I would have even believed possible. I gained confidence, I got leadership skills, and I became a better speaker. I even took up performance poetry. And now I run the Tasmanian heats and finals of the Australian Poetry Slam. And what a great fork in the road that was. Because unbeknownst to me at the time, one of the contestants some years ago ran a company that employed entertainers on the Spirit of Tasmania, that ferry that used to go from Melbourne, no, it goes from Geelong into Devonport. And he liked me and he employed me, and now I get paid to talk. Unbelievable. I get paid to talk. I've been working on board the day sailings, entertaining passengers with stories and poetry for a couple of years before COVID. And now, of course, I'm back on again. So I just think to myself, what fork in the road is ahead of me? Will I choose my own adventures? Will circumstances or other people do that? You know, will I continue to choose the road less travelled and see where it was? Or do I take the easy path? I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to go, but I know that there are forks in the road. I know that we all have choices in life, and some of them are not of our own choosing. Some of them, as I said before, is like that choose your own adventure book where other people are turning the pages. So I'm urging you, look out there, find the fork in the road, and sometimes, just sometimes, choose the road less travelled. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Yvonne, and thank goodness the connection stayed well. Another big round for Yvonne, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm going to turn around and say here now. Thank you very much. Representing Tasmania, represented South Australia, and we've represented Victoria with our speakers today.
Haven't you done that? You've done brilliantly.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hang around once.
See you. Oh, I will, and I'll see you in person next year.
You bet you will. Bet you will. I've got a couple of presentations here to make before we move on to the next speaker. Who's next? Oh, me. Okay, I'll go next. Who are these for? River. Last night's speak. Come and cover your chockies. And Kevin. Thank you very much for last night. Much appreciated. You need to get some? Sue, is there something? Did you get some? That's Harpies. Harpies. Thank you. Let me hang in. Oh my goodness. Stories. Don't you love stories? How does everyone enjoy today?
Yay.
We're actually ahead of time. How'd that happen? How'd that actually happen? Nola, what was that?
I'm sorry, it was not Nola.
Okay. Nola, I think you need to come down to the front here. Behave yourself. No, honestly. Yep. Who's going to time this? 15 minutes maximum. No, don't worry about time. No, I won't have time. If I do that, I'll just do that.
Do it that.
As long as you do it time. Yeah, put the time on. Yeah, 15.
So it's
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Go. How much time? 10? Okay, 10.
Are we negotiating?
We're negotiating. We've got to negotiate.
There's a Pathways project.
We've all got a story. The whole theme about this whole weekend was to dream and write and live your story. We've heard lots of tales and stories about that. And sometimes they've evolved over years and years and years. The little story I'm going to share with you has evolved over years. I just want to touch on one little thing because we never know whose life we're going to touch at all, at any moment. during COVID, I don't know if that photo is going to come up. Heath, is it? Hopefully it might come up there.
Keep going.
Yes,
Get a moment.
in a moment, no problem at all. I had a little dog, his name was Ollie. Your dog's name's Ollie. And Ollie was my daughter's dog, but as usual, daughters, when they leave the dogs or cats behind. So parents, look after them. Anyway, all my neighbours knew the dog, and there's a little young guy, Will, next door. Now, Will always used to run up to Ollie, and Ollie didn't like that. He's a little long-haired chihuahua. He's not a killer. He's really, he can be tough. So Will had come up to him and he'd pat him. So it was in Will's eyes, that was his first dog he ever had, really. And Ollie'd sit there and have those pats, and that's Ollie. Now, Ollie's since passed. Now, it was just in COVID, just a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, when Will's mum, Zoe, asked me, "Where's Ollie?" And Will was there with her. I said, he's passed. I had to put him down. And a couple of days later, on your tables, if you have a look, I get a knock on the door, and it's Will. And unbeknownst to his mum, Zoe, he'd gone off and made this little drawing. There's Will, there's Daryl, Ollie, Woofing, and Jazz. You never know whose life you were going to touch. From this high or this high. That takes pride in my office. Everywhere I go. But where did that begin? Becoming a life toucher. We all touched lives. In 1989, I listened to a cassette tape. For you young ones, this is a cassette tape.
That's not a cassette tape, that's a player.
Cassette player. This is not an ordinary, this is Panasonic. And it records. But I listened to a tape by this guy called Art Fettick, who was a motivational speaker in America and also big on safety railways. I listened to Art and he was asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up, Art?" And he said, "I want to touch people's lives." And I was a 29-year-old and I'm thinking, wow. A dream was born. Touch people's lives. I wanted to do what Art was doing. I didn't even know how. But I wanted to do it. He inspired me. He visited a men's prison, and he was going to help these prisoners change their lives. So he thought. He went in there and the bloke said, "What are you doing here, Art? People treat us like dirt, as if we're nobody, we're nothing to humanity." And he drove away in his car and he thought, how can I help? And he wrote a poem, the Self-Esteem Credo poem. He wanted to make a difference and touch their lives. And on that cassette tape, I listened to this tape. And it starts off by going, I'll actually read it to you. Now, he's pretty religious. I'm not too religious, so don't take offence. But when I was born, I was in life's path. And life doesn't make junk ever. For I was born to be a successful human being. I'm somebody special, unique, and definitely one of a kind. For I was born. Now I've forgotten, I've lost my place. I'm unique, definitely one of a kind, and that's essential. So I might love you too. For I was in life's plan and life doesn't make junk ever. There is greatness in me. There is greatness in me. there is greatness in me. That was the first time I'd heard anything like that. It changed my total thinking forever. As years roll on, I begin work in the women's prison. And I thought, that's 2009. I think, oh, I remember art because I carry this today everywhere I go. I thought, I'm going to see if Art's still alive. I didn't know. I get on his LinkedIn, send him a message. Hi, Art, it's a guy from Aussie. Your poem inspired me so much. I wanted to touch people's lives too. And I now work in a women's prison. Think nothing of it. A couple of hours later, he writes me back. Couldn't believe it. He said, Daryl, it's amazing. Actually, he said Darren. Darren. It's okay, he's a world speaker. We'll roll with that. It's amazing how words can change people's lives. I wish you all the best. And to touch the prisoners in where you work. And over the years, not much has changed. We keep in touch a little bit. And then 2012, when I'm going through divorce, and this is the power of words, my friends, the power of words changes your life. It can change other people's lives. I'm driving to work, and that 1 hour drive to work, at that time I was crying my eyes out in that first half hour. And then all of a sudden, through like a winds of a storm, 15 words rushed through my mind. No, that's going on camera. And I had to stop the car to write those words down. I carry those words everywhere I go. 15 words. The spirit of life is when you give and you share your spirit to another life. That's what's on that piece of paper. I never understood why those words were given to me that day at all, until a couple of months later, when my son and I were sitting in a restaurant in St Kilda. I was preparing for a half marathon, and this group of people walk over and sit over in the corner lounge, at the corner table. I think, for some reason, I need to ask what they were there for. So I asked the waitress, why are they there? I said, one's the bride and be married here tomorrow night. You know what my thoughts were? One marriage about to end and another about to begin. My very next thought were those 15 words. I felt I needed to write those words down in the serviette and to give to that bride. Why? No idea. But I did. Wrote them down the serviette. I said to the waitress, can you pay for the round of drinks? And we left. The very next night we come back and the management comes up to me and says, Mr. O'Reilly, the bride wants to see you. And I'm thinking, I'm not dressed for a wedding. And we go in to meet them. She gives me the biggest hug that I've ever had in my life. She was crying. The new husband was crying. And I was crying. And I had no idea why. She then begins to tell me that when you gave them those 15 words, you have no idea, but the music cancelled and photographer cancelled that very afternoon. All I could see was my marriage crashing down around me until I read your 15 words. Words change lives. And who would have thought that these two, this poem and these 15 words, could change two families oceans apart? Not if I don't. In 2020, I'm on Art's Facebook page and I found that he had passed. If there is one person I wanted to meet in my life, it was Art. What's Daryl do? Jump on there and put on his page and tell him that these words and his poem travel together everywhere I go. I took a photo and posted it. A day or two later, I get a message. Dear Daryl, I knew it wasn't Art. He called me Danny or Darren. I'm Amy, Art's daughter. And we read your post on Dad's Facebook and we were so touched by it that my brother is going to read the eulogy and we're looking for something to read. And we're going to read your post. Who would have thought that one poem and 15 words can come together and touch families far and oceans apart? My friends, your words, your attitude, your smiles, you never know who is going to walk in that door at either a Toastmasters meeting, a work environment, a gym. You never know. Just a simple smile on your face, a simple handshake or a hello, or the words you use in a speech, someone will be sitting in that room and you will make a difference and touch their life. That is the power of words. The power of words to become a life toucher. And it's red light and I'm finished. And because we didn't have enough time, Art actually sent me. He attended the 1977 Toastmasters Convention and he was asked to present a speech. And he put together a whole range of his speeches and it's called the Alchemy of Speech, Atomy of Speech, and he sent it to me in post. He also sent me his poem that he put in a booklet for those prisoners. He sent me a tape of the 77 Toastmasters Convention, which is in that cassette tape. Such is the power that we never know who will touch your life. So let's get on to the rest of the day. Thank you very much. Have you had a good time?
Yeah.
Conventions are just amazing. Especially a Toastmaster convention. Work conventions are a little different. But I have some actual amazing people to thank. And Kevin, please, if I'm forgetting anything, please jump up and say something. But conferences do not just happen, believe me. They just not happen. My whole vision from the beginning, when Kevin annoyed me about doing this, and to make sure the time it takes to do this, was to have the community of Toastmasters together, because we haven't done it for 4 years. I've only experienced 2 conferences and I can still remember the first one in Tassie. I can only remember a couple of speeches. It was just all this. I wrote down on a scribble, have 100 people attend. I'm pretty sure we got to that mark with registrations and probably overall we got that number. It was a huge shift from Ballarat to here, but you know what? It doesn't matter. It still happened. Everyone in this room has made a difference. Some people have met people who've never met before and you'll meet again for years to come. It doesn't happen by one might be just the face, but it's the people. Kevin and I, we sat down those first couple of times and just come up with this idea of dream and write and live your story. It's a song. It's an actual song.
We still haven't played.
And we still haven't played. Now, Marita, here's the time you can play your song. We posted a couple of times on Facebook, that's fun. Live your story. That's what it's about. The whole idea of these speakers was their story. And for you to come together and share your story. So Kevin, come up, please, because he's been helping big time. Now, Marita, Pete. So, there's judges, they can come up here. Timers, they're secret. Well, they're secret, yeah, whatever. Jeez. Come on. Thank you, David Sweeney. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, River. Thank you, absolutely everyone. Sharon, she's up here. Thank you for cleaning up the pizza mess and sweeping the floor before. Who? Counters? They can count. That's a good idea. Good idea. That's everyone who turned up, take yourself. Yeah. Everyone who brought the banners, that was used to be a tradition. We need to start that again. Every time you go to a conference, you're taking your club banner. What's that?
If you want banners, you need to put that out.
Earlier, that's right. Well, it was really a last minute thing. There's so many things that happen behind the scenes. Our appointments were, like he says, our usual time, 12 o'clock till 2 a.m. Because he told me we had to talk. No interruptions, no distractions. Mind you, I've finished work and I don't have my phone at work. I open up a WhatsApp app and there's 100 messages on there. And I'm thinking, what are these guys doing? Why don't they just organise a 1 hour Zoom and talk rather than just message all day? But you know what? It's a wonderful team to work with. It's been an amazing journey just to get to this day, so then we can start all over again. I can highly recommend to have a go at any role, not only at club level, but beyond. Congratulations to the division. Ron's taken up the Northern Division Director. Congratulations, good. Elizabeth, yes. So look, any sort of role.
Yeah, Tracy.
Yeah, I said Tracy. Probably didn't. She was yawning though. I didn't want that. She's having a lively old warn. I didn't want to. And I hope you take your journals, use your journals, capture notes like we've had. How many speakers this weekend have said capture your notes, capture your thoughts, and mobile phones are there to capture those. I just want to thank everyone because without you, this doesn't happen. Without you turning up and meeting new friends, take the smiley balls home, pick up all the paper and those 15 words, share them. What I realised that day in that wedding, that those words were not mine to keep. They were to give away. Hence why I still give them away. You want to say that? No. It's the first time we've ever been quiet. Believe me. First time. Hey?
We're tired.
They're tired. Let's close the conference of 20. What else? What else? Oh, you got the other stuff. Yeah. Oh, the awards. Hand over to who?
Memories.
Amrita. Oh, the award stuff. All right.
Where's the award stuff? This is Ryan. Well, this man has said a lot. I will just say in probably very few words that he, out of all the people, has been consistent, has been there, started, and today finished it. So I think a big round of applause to our conference chair, Darryl O'Reilly. in very few words. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just glad we got Yvonne back on.
Yes, yeah. No. Well, now this is the last section, actually second. We're not letting you go that easy. You've come here after 4 years, so we're gonna have the award ceremony, but before we deep dive into the award ceremony, how is everyone doing?
Good.
Good? Oh my God. Probably start throwing those chocolates. We need a little bit more energy for the awards. Okay, so the awards section is definitely one of the most action-oriented session. So can I get District 73, a bit of, I don't know, drum roll, a bit of noise? What you want to make up? Good. Okay, now we have everyone over here. Brilliant. Whoever whistle, can you please keep doing that for the entire event? We really need. Oh, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Well, it is yet again my absolute pleasure to stand before you today, surrounded by you lovely, talented individuals of District 73, and present you the award ceremony of District 73 2023. We're gonna get started with the Toastmaster of the Year. This recognition is awarded to a Toastmaster who makes a significant contribution to the goals and mission of the district. This year, this particular district member has made an exceptional contribution to our district with the service and dedication shown towards delivering every task, event, and plan with absolute calmness and the best way possible. He is deemed to be very approachable and encouraging, supportive, and professional at all times. He is also called as a nurturing soul by some, and his passion for Toastmasters is seen in his mentorship to many members. He has mastered being a Zoom master for contests and has supported many successful contests for the district over the years, and this year especially. This man has played such a crucial role in keeping our district up and running in so many ways that I cannot even describe, and has yet been successfully able to work through his own Toastmasters journey by excelling in pathways and also competing in contests and even winning them. Well, by now, I'm sure you know who I'm talking about, because that's how famous this man is, and loved and respected across our District 73 Toastmasters. To make such a lasting impact on all of us today, he's absolutely worthy of this award. And it is my honor today to present the Toastmaster of the Year Award 2022-2023 to our very own Graham Dunlop.
Trish wants a photo. Trish sends it.
And the Wizard Award too, like.
I think I did all of that.
Okay, well.
Dumbledore the Grey.
You want me to say a few words? No, I'm a Toastmaster. I don't have any words. This is a genuine surprise. I'm sure everybody says that kind of thing. Probably everybody says too, I feel like I've not given the most to the district to sort of be worthy of the award. But honestly, the stuff that I do, the Zoom mastering, freaking love doing that. I like being there even with all the drama. I love being up the front. I had the chance to do that today with the with the contest. That was fantastic. And I really, what's the best thing to you about Toastmasters? That's a rhetorical question, don't answer. Because I'm going to tell you what I think the best thing is seeing people grow. I just love that in my club. People come along, they can't speak, they think they can't speak, they start speaking, they get confidence. It is an amazing thing. And it's not just with the speeches, it's stepping up as club officers, district officers, all the rest of it. Okay, not going to keep you here too long. Thank you very much. I am truly deeply honoured. Thank you.
Well, now the second award is the District Officer of the Year. This recognition is awarded to the district officer with the most outstanding performance in their role as a district leader. Now, making this decision was not easy, not because we had many nominations, which we did a fair amount, but rather because this district officer fit the bill beautifully yet again, with all the votes as well, member votes, let me tell you that. I've already spoken enough about this person. So with no further ado, please put your hands together yet again as our District Officer of the Year, Graham Dunlop.
Okay, this time I am speechless. Thank you.
Hey, are you going to cover the year as well?
Yeah.
It's the People's Choice Award. We got the votes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
them.
you to everybody who voted.
The next one is the Outstanding Service and Dedication to District 73 Award. Outstanding Service and Dedication to District 73 is a special award presented by the District Director. This year, I have 3 of these awards to give out. The first person I would like to give this is the backbone of our district. He is usually not that outspoken, because in his role this year, he had a lot of admin whereabouts to handle and manage. I know he talks a lot otherwise, trust me, I know that. This person is a technology and automation magician and has been one of the core members in having a lot of the workings of the district digitized this year, which is a huge thing. We have come far along this year. Trust me, finding a replacement is right now a nightmare. This person is incredible in how he multitasks and automates things and makes our office life so much more easier. He has been by my side this year, serving in his role, but helping around the district in ways that literally no one will ever know. And it's just amazing how things just happens. Words will fall short for me to describe all his contribution to our district over the years and this year. So please put your hands together for this Outstanding Service and Dedication Award to none other than our Administration Manager and Communication Manager, Heath Gillam. Yeah.
Got your phone? You want to use put all your photos on there, haven't you?
Double quick down.
Where?
He wants the photo with the district director.
No, that was good. Ready? Prune. That's it, 1 or 2? Okay, 2. Yeah, name's up there too. Well done, mate.
Well, I said we are going to have 3. So this member of our District 73 community has had the district's back for years now, for years. She's strong, knowledgeable, and an outstanding leader. She knows stuff through and through. She is there for District 73 members and leaders when the going gets tough. She will never lose hope, but comes up with solutions and helps out in every
You have to build a new shelf.
Trying not to break it all the way.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. This is.
Thank you very much. 3. Thank you. Thank you. I'll get this back.
Graham, stay out here, please.
Yeah, there's a few others up there.
They say don't look behind the curtain.
Well, before we move ahead with some very special awards, we would also like to acknowledge the Toastmasters of 2002. Sorry, yeah, 22, sorry, not 2002. Oh my God. And Carl, can I please have you up on the stage to present those awards?
Thank you very much, Namarita. Now I'm up here. That what? No, that's going to go. Tighten it underneath. What I'm going to do.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm up here because I was district director last year, so they've asked me to come up. It wasn't planned, so I'm doing a table topic at the moment. So what I'd like to do is first recognise the District Officer of the Year for last year. And I'm going to ask this person to come up while I speak. And it's Sue Pederick again. Sue, please come up. I know you're on hired for just a few more minutes on your foot by me, please. Now, I'm doing this because I'm a talking head up here. It's not about me. It's about the people who receive these awards. And for all of us, Toastmasters is bigger than one individual. We all put in, but just because like this year, and I'm sure she'll agree with me, District Director Namrita, last year myself, Kevin coming forward, we might be the district director, and yes, we do a heck of a lot, but we can't do it without the people around us. We can't have a conference, as Daryl said, without you people turning up. And I know even this year from the award that Sue has received, and certainly from last year when I was riding in that saddle, indispensable is Sue. I know because I've been talking to her, not once, not twice or three times, but multiple times during the year at 2 a.m. in the morning. We're up planning things like this to the extent, and I try not to take this about my personality, but I'll be talking to Sue and she's laughing because you know what's happened. I'll be talking there and there's silence on the other end of the phone because she's fallen asleep. And I have to shout down the phone to wake her up again. But that's the sort of commitment that Sue has. We talk about going above and beyond. Sue goes above and beyond, if you know what I mean. So really, I don't have an award because you already have it, Sue. But I just wanted to recognize and show the face once again of one of the hardest workers that we have in this district. And you often don't see her because she's out somewhere doing the work. She's not up here talking. So please, I'm going to step back and give Sue a huge round of applause. Thank you.
I won the award. It was all online, and to just have this in this room here today just feels really special. So last year I sat at my coffee table full of Toastmasters stuff and sitting at the computer thinking, oh, I'm just here by myself. It doesn't feel quite right. But this is where it should be, and this is where it should be in future for all of us, to meet in person, to mingle, to liaise with each other and really bring back that camaraderie that you get from it turning up to these events and building the district. So I hope to see everyone here, plus a multitude of others, stepping up and really supporting each other and getting the most they can out of Toastmasters.
Beautiful. And the final thing I just want to mention is about the Toastmaster of the Year for last year, which is Janine. Janine, please come out the front. And the Toastmaster Award is a big officer, but the Toastmaster Award is for everyone else. And last year it was Janine. Now, we get a lot, as Namrita said, we get a lot of emails sending in on suggestions of who to select. And it's not easy, folks. It's really hard because there's a lot of good people out there. I would have loved to give it to so many people. And there are some people in this room today who have actually received this award. So we're in good company. And Janine is an addition to that. Now, we had a lot of people write in about Janine. But the thing I want to raise here again, it's bigger than the district officer, the trio, the district director. It's what's happening in the clubs and outside the clubs. Now, the Toastmaster of the Award looks at not only what they do, but how they do it. And this is something we really need to think of, because we talk a lot about the values in Toastmasters. But for those who work in a corporate environment, often those values are just a poster on the wall. Everybody walks past them, but doesn't actually live those values. We talk about the respect, the integrity, the service, the excellence, those 4 core values that are the heart of Toastmasters International. So the Toastmaster of the Year person has to live them, and not just in the 4 walls of the club. But what do they do for the area? What do they do for the division? How do they create that positivity and spread the word about Toastmasters International, as well as making sure we're doing that service and that excellence. And well, I'll tell you how we do it, by this person here, Janine. So please, once again, a huge round of applause for the last year's winner for Toastmaster of the Year award, Janine White.
I take part in Toastmasters because it has been transformational for me. So this theme of this weekend's conference has been about the power of the story. And I have a personal story where I talk about coming from the back of the room, where I was sitting, being too scared to be seen or heard, to the point where I can now stand at the front of the room and speak to you all confidently and with pride. So that's been quite a journey, and I credit Toastmasters for taking me on that journey and giving me this confidence. And that's why I believe so much in Toastmasters and enjoy contributing to a club and seeing people grow in their self-belief, in their skill, in their ability to communicate confidently. And it is a wonderful thing about Toastmasters to be involved with your club, and even more than that, with your area or division. And you get back so much in seeing that development in others. It's a privilege. Thank you.
It's because we couldn't find it. We had to put out search parties, and somewhere in somebody's attic, we found the perpetual trophy for this. So Janine, you are presented with the perpetual trophy. We will need to get the inscription on that, also for this year as well as last year. So hold that for a few seconds. Get your photograph taken, because I'm about to take it back off.
I've had it for a year.
Actually, you just sit down with it for a little while. Later. That's all from me, but before I move on, I'm going to pass back to our district director. There'll be a lot more talked about this, but I also just want to quickly recognise our district director for this year, Namrita, who's done a fabulous job. It's not an easy role, and it's been very turbulent this year. We've had pandemics, and there's all sorts of things going on. And Namrita has led the charge for all the members and has still been able to put on a great, with the help of Daryl, Kevin, other people, a great fabulous district conference here. So please, I'll pass it back to Namrita, but a big thank you to Namrita.
Hey, thank you so much, Carl. Okay. Let's look at this one. Now, it has been a special year. And now definitely we are going to have Division Director of the Year as an award. It's going to be in the changeover, and also the Area Director of the Year and Club of the Year award at our changeover meeting to be held in somewhere around 1st to 2nd week of July this year. But this year, it has been different. It has been way more challenging than we could have imagined, as Carl said. Way more challenging than the last couple of years, because this year we saw the actual impacts of pandemic and also the pathways adoption, like the actual impacts. We had members leave in mass numbers, and we had to move into a hybrid format to division contests and district events, as Toastmasters International basically did not give us an option otherwise. We had half a team of leadership to work with throughout the year, which means we all within the district have taken way more roles, way more volunteering roles than we should have. And this year, therefore, deserved an absolute recognition to our fabulous leadership. I have lined up some very apt and special Division Director Award this year for our amazing division directors. So the first one, I would like to thank you for all that you have done this year, for being exceptionally strong and instilling hope across your division with no area directors. You now know who that is. No area directors for you to support your division events. You took on the role knowing the challenges. You faced them with sheer dedication and delivered with grace. and with some great cheese platters as well. Can I please have Tracy Gordon, Metro Division Director, up on stage. Pardon? You were again near the cheese platter, weren't you? No, not even. This is the unmatched dedication division director of the year, Tracy. What's this for? It's for all the money that you put in. But I'm just doing my job. Congratulations. Thank you. The next one, I'm going to give you out the name. BAS Division Director, Kiru Vetlingam. I would like to thank you for showing absolute vigor in running your division and supporting all its members through and through. You led your team with stealth and endured your division, that your division is thriving in these challenging times. You identified gaps and want to support your division grow, which is amazing. Can I please have you up over here on the stage for the Rising Star Division Director of Stay up over here. Tracy, please come up on stage.
Big photo.
Okay, next. Northern Division Director. You know who this man is. You have heard him enough and probably enough for today. Daryl O'Reilly, I would like to thank you for being that sunshine that we all need in our lives, for being that smile that you love to spread around, for being that beautiful array of positivity and strength in this District 73, or that District 73 needs. I have never seen you angry, ever. I have never seen you distressed. And that shows you are such a strong man inside. Because it ain't easy, and I know. Can I please have you up on stage for your Mountain Division Director of the Can you please stay up over here? Yes. You just asked me, there is a thing like this now. Well, the next one, Southern Division Director, Vijay Kumar Shanmugan, he is not here, but if you are online, Vijay, I would like to thank you for showing strength when the going got tough, for being there for your division when it needed the most, for stepping up into this role when you knew we were short of area directors. It has not been one bit easy, but you saw through your Southern Division through and through. The district recognizes all your efforts, and therefore, if you're up over there, if not, you can see this recording. Can I please award the most determined division director of the year to Vijay? Now, I should be better at presenting these. The next one is the BAS Division Director, Stephen Barry. Sorry, my bad. Ranges Division Director, Stephen. I would like to thank you for being your calm self and leading your division to success with ease and grace. You too have shown absolute strength in holding your division members and being there for them, showing integrity at all times. You are very accountable and responsible leader you are. And every task you take on, you see it through till the end. Can I please have you up on stage for the unmatched dedication? Next one, do you want to guess? Eastern Division Director. He's not here too. So if you're going to watch this recording, Ratnagar Vallabhineni. I would like to thank you for giving your time for your division and ensuring your division members got all the support they needed. You do so much out in the community and also in Toastmasters, and that shows how giving of an individual you are. Can I please, we will present the award to you, we will send it to you. We have become very good at logistics. You know, we send out directly to people's homes now, so we will definitely do that. Ask for the best, as they say. No, nothing like that. Central Division, Emma Hiscock. Emma, are you watching? Is Emma online? I'm not sure. Well, if not online, you can watch this recording. I would like to thank you for setting a great example of being a division director to this district. You are headstrong, you're intelligent, and have helped your central division flourish to its glory that it showcases today. You have led a team of strong leaders and conducted some fabulous division events this year. You are a driver, a motivator, and an amazing leader of District 73 Toastmasters. Emma, presenting you the Standout Performer Division Director of the Year. Well, can we just quickly have a...
No, we're all shy.
We can just stand here and look over there, pause for a second.
Over where?
It's in the camera.
Oh, yes. For a second.
Yeah, it's all recorded. 1 second. Okay, ready? 1 second. Yeah.
Just a sec. Just a sec.
Podium in the way.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to say?
What do I say? I'd like to say congratulations to everybody.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want to say for the cheese? Like cheese.
Prune. We got a quiz on this prune. So 1, 2, 3. Prune.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Well. I'm going to call up Kevin Broughton, DTM, our current program quality director and our district director elect next year, over here to present two very important awards. Kevin, can I please put you up over here? If I say the. Okay. I don't know.
Speech coordinator, everybody knows who this young lady is. I cannot believe how hard it is to find people that aren't associated to those people that are competing to be able to help, who are eligible to be able to help, to be able to make contest work for this event. To have all 4 contests happening on the one weekend and to have all of those people capable of being able to do it and being able to wander up to that room and have all of my folders set out as chief judge, all the certificates, all the paperwork, everything all done. It is an insane task. I have no idea who's going to take this on board next year. I don't envy your task, but what I do know is that there is a process and there is a set of checklists and there is a way to be able to just do it next step at a time. And that's thanks to what Sue has been able to put in place. So
Really makes me feel big.
And of course, the conference chair. Darryl has alluded to the fact that I cajoled him into doing this. And the reality is we had someone that was going to do it and they dropped out, and we had a lot of problems just being able to sort out what was going on. And what we had was an amazing concept. I am so disappointed that we didn't end up in Ballarat for this conference. But what happened over the last 9 days, 10 days now, in terms of being able to pull this off, is a real testament beyond the months that it took to be able to get to the point that Ballarat was going to work. And Darryl has done an astounding job in being around, checking things out, chasing up keynotes, all of these bits and pieces. And this is probably one of the smallest conference teams that I've had the privilege of seeing in the last 13 years I've been in Toastmasters. And I think it's a testament to Darryl as being the person who took the responsibility on board to be able to make that happen. So please, a very big round of applause to Darryl.
I'm not the superstar, as he just said, we're all superstars. And like I said earlier, the vision was to come together. This is where it needs to be. Doesn't matter what location, but wherever it is next year, start putting $20 aside and it won't sound so expensive. But it's worth the journey, especially the first timers and the umpteen timers. I appreciate that because there's a lot of work gone in, like I said, these communications from 12 o'clock onwards.
I'm going to miss them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kevin and everyone. Now we have two last awards, very important ones, I must tell you.
Wonder who it is. Who's it going to be? Who? You want a drum roll now?
It's been a long day. It's the Above and Beyond Award. And this is none other than, now's the moment. Our finance manager, Kanchana Sirivardhene. Kanchana, you there?
So you get to see that.
Kanchana, few words for you. Everything that was possible in the last 2 days and throughout the year in terms of finances and budget was because of this very person. He has shown exceptional stealth and been an absolute genius in managing the magic numbers at his fingertips. He is respectful, calm, kind, supportive, very considerate, intelligent, ready to help at any given point in time, and an absolute star of a finance manager that anyone could ever have. I'm so proud of to have worked with him this year, and it is my absolute pleasure to present this Above and Beyond award to him. Kanchana, this one's for you.
Yeah.
Best for the last. There's nothing, there's no such thing. PQG, Kevin Broughton. Now I have kept the last one, the best. There you go, I said it. Because if you want to see what a distinguished Toastmaster looks like, then look no further, because this man is a Toastmaster through and through. He carries all those 4 core values of Toastmasters of integrity, respect, excellence, and service. I was honored to work with him this year and shall next year too. Words will really fall short if I go to describe this person. I have learned a lot from him, and so would have all of us, I'm very sure, over the years. He is one of the most respected members of Toastmasters and is an absolute service to the cause of Toastmasters. And yet again, it is my absolute pleasure to present the Above and Beyond Award to our Program Quality Director, DTM, Kevin Broughton. you go.
You can have it back now.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A speech?
No.
Well. In this room, we have a collective force capable of changing the world, literally. We possess the skills, the knowledge, and the drive to make a lasting impact on the lives of others. So we leave the ceremony tonight. When we leave the ceremony tonight, let us carry with us a renewed sense of purpose, a burning desire to surpass our own expectations, and a commitment to creating a new tomorrow. I think we have come to the end of a lot of things. There is one last thing, and that's the installation ceremony. But just wrapping up this award ceremony, really want to thank from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of District 73, Toastmasters being your district director this year, which was an absolute honor. And thank you for having me as a district director. It doesn't last for that long, so it's just a one-year role, trust me. In all these leadership roles, I think every person in this room and others who are listening online should definitely take it on. It's absolutely worth it. These awards, as you saw, and the words, I hated using notes, trust me, in all honesty, because I joined Toastmasters because I wanted to be an impromptu speaker. But I really did not want to miss out on calling things out for those amazing people who got these awards. I really wanted to remember everything, and that's why I was like, oh my God, I'm going to read it out no matter what. But thank you so much, everyone. And you have just made District 73 Toastmasters an amazing place to be. Thank you, guys.
I may also call out there's two other awards that traditionally get given out at this event, and that's the Travel Gavel and the Knox Award, and it's about furthest travel most in the club. But we haven't got all of the stats together from the registrations, so I'll be presenting that when we have our changeover dinner, just to be able to confirm it.
Thank you. I'm sure your hands might be a bit sore by now, isn't it? But few more claps for a few more important people who are going to make a huge difference in your lives, because they're going to be leading District 73 Toastmasters. So welcome everyone. Don't yawn at me, guys. Welcome everyone to the induction ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 73, 2023-2024. Firstly, let's thank our current leaders for all their service and hard work. We are really grateful for all your contributions. So let's begin the induction of district directors for 2023-2024. I'll start with division directors. Now, everyone knows what the division director role is, but basically they support the division through their supervision, motivation, and support to the area directors and their respective coordinators and chairs. We have the following Toastmasters who have been elected as the division directors for next year. We have Central Division Director Elizabeth Owen. We don't have anyone for Eastern Division, so please, if you know someone or if someone's really interested in taking on a leadership role and is eligible, please send me the names. Metro Division Director, yet again, Tracy Gordon. Bass Division Director, Simon Mayer. Northern Division Director, Ron Crafter. Rangers Division Director, you want to guess? And Southern Division Director, yet again, Vijay Shanmugan. District leadership team. We usually have a public relations manager, but we haven't found yet. So we are again calling out for public relations manager. If there is anyone, please let us know. Along with that, even finance manager, if you have anyone, let me know. The other is the club board director. Now these are the trio members who complete the district leadership team. The third highest ranking officer in the district is the club board director. This role is responsible for all aspects of marketing, new club building, club retention within the district. And this also includes defining and creating an overall marketing strategy of the district. So along with supporting challenge clubs. So Kiru Whitelingam is the incoming club board director of 2023-2024. Kiru, since you are here, can you please over him? Have your phone. You can have your phone.
Before I say that, I want to say my execution plan. So is that okay? Fine,
Yeah.
something.
Yes, I'll install you and then the floor is yours, okay? So Kiru, do you accept the duties of the office of club board director and pledge to do your best for the district and fulfill its mission? Please respond, I will.
I, the club board director, elect for the District 73, accept this role, and I will do it to the best of my abilities. Thank you. I did prepare a speech for the 2 minutes. Timing for 1 minute now. I just going to read the strategy and the execution plan. Strategy is start with 5 community clubs. There is 1 club per division, at least to start with. 3 corporate clubs. Corporate clubs are not meant to be continue as a feeder for the community club. And at least one bilingual club to see how that will sync with District 73. That's a strategy. Now, the execution plan is the following. Advertise through local council community pages with the help of area directors and division directors. When I say community pages, it could be TikToks or Facebook pages. Tap into supermarket giants, local notice boards with the help of Rotary, which I mean supermarket giants is Coles, Liquorland, Woolworths, and VWS. This is where the highest footfall comes in. Make inroads work together with Rotary in marketing so that we can save on marketing cost. Get most all for the public relation officer at all levels, meaning from district to the vice president public relations at the club level. Last, bring club and districts closer than it is today. Thank you very much.
Next in line, the second highest ranking officer in the district is the program quality director. This role is responsible for all aspects of education and training within the district. They support quality club programming, promoting the distinguished club program, and planning, organizing, and executing the district conference. David Martin, DTM, is the incoming program director. Your wish is this, whatever. David, do you accept the duties of the office of Program Quality Director and pledge to do your best to carry them in accordance with the district mission? Please respond.
I do, I will.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chairman.
So unlike Kiru, I don't have quite as much to say. When I was deciding to run for this role, I read through the job description, and as I told many people, I went through and went, yes, I can do that, I can do that. Organise the contests for next year was a bit of a thing, but I know that I've got a lot of support, and I will certainly do my best. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, this is not the last one, but it's the district director. The district director is the highest ranking officer in the district. The district director is responsible for directly overseeing the district's day-to-day operations, finances, and human resources. The role balances the importance of the member and the governance of Toastmasters International. Kevin Broughton DTM is our incoming district director for 2023-2024. Kevin. Kevin, as district director, you are responsible for conducting yourself in a way that embodies the Toastmasters values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence. As the district's chief executive officer, you lead members in fostering strong clubs, achieving their goals, and fulfilling the district and Toastmasters International vision. Will you accept these responsibilities? Please.
I do. I've just got one thing that came to mind while I was waiting and having this expectation. About 13 years ago, when I first started in Toastmasters, one of the many characters that emblazoned themselves on my memory was a gentleman called Bruce Hill. And he had a phrase that he used to use, which I was very envious of, because the nickname that I had when I moved to Australia was Big Kev. That's why I'm Toastmaster Big Kev. And for those that know, Bruce's phrase was always, I'm excited. And Big Kev, up in Queensland, always used to say, I'm Big Kev and I'm excited. And I am. I really am excited about what we're going to be able to achieve this year. So expect me to steal Bruce's phrase because he's not used it for a while, and expect to hear many times, I'm Big Kev and I'm excited.
There is one very important role that's going to be your big support, and I want to install him in this ceremony. Give me just 1 second. Yes. This is the role of administration manager. This role commits to record, maintain, and distribute meeting minutes and accurate, timely records of district business, all business. This includes meetings such as the District Executive Committee meeting and the District Council meetings. This is what used to happen when we used to meet in person. The world has changed. We have a whole lot of new world of technology involved in here. Those words wouldn't even comprise of what the admin manager has to do today. We are very lucky to have a great one for this year. And we are more lucky because this person is going to continue as admin manager next year as well. Can I please have Heath Gillam up on stage? Heath, will you commit to doing your best to support your team and your district director and help the district fulfill its mission? Please respond like that.
I will.
Thank you. I mean, only if you want.
Too late.
Thank you. Congratulations, Steve.
Yeah, I've enjoyed District Toastmasters so much. I've started a couple of years ago being in the district, and I've just enjoyed helping out and just giving my expertise in technology and sort of automating things. And I'm keen to do a bit more of that and just make things a bit more digital, especially because we've got into Zoom. We're all pretty comfortable with Zoom, but a few other things we need to improve and just keep the district going and make it even better.
Now, last and very, very important. Leaders do not operate in a vacuum. You, the members of the district, have chosen your leaders for the coming year. You have selected them to leadership positions and have a responsibility to support them. So, can I please have you, or let me ask this question. Will you help the district team be successful? Yes. You can respond, I will. Excellent, thank you so much. Now, this concludes the induction ceremony for the incoming leaders of District 73. It also concludes the District 2023, District 73 virtual and in-person and hybrid. We can add one more name if you want, or a term or format. Dream Right, Live Your Story Conference. And with that, a big thank you to everyone. And I'm going to hand back for the last time to our amazing conference chair, Darrell O'Reilly. Yes. Can I have Kevin up on stage? As the PQD who organizes the conference, along with the conference chair, do you want to close off for one last time?
I just want to say thank you. This is the biggest in-person event in probably almost 4 years. And it is amazing to have that same feeling back, watching people turn around and share food and conversation in a whole theme of storytelling, which is why most of us are in Toastmasters, to learn how to tell our story and how to do that with confidence and everything which is associated to that. And let's hope that this is just the start of more and more abilities and chances for us to be able to share each other's company.
And if I had a gavel, I would hang it up on the lectern now. But thank you, guys. Can we have everyone present in the room for a quick group photo? You can keep it. I've used it enough. Oh, yes.
Well done, mate. Well done. Oh,
Move backwards.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. Or just, no, not back.
You want to get, I'll go that side.
Yeah, yeah, and then I'll.
Ready?
Oh.
Can
we remove this tape?
Need a white song. Take that down.
Everything's all stuck down.
Let's just keep it up.
Well, it's got to look like a conference.
It's okay, we will-
You were compromised?
Darren, you've got to lie on the floor now.
You feel like it was good, better. One last.
Two more to go.
There's three more of us. Oh, the camera will cover the. It won't cover the floor? No, it won't. Really? How do we know? Yes. Make a noise. Oh. Yeah. Show off. Just stand there. He's right.
Yes, yes, we've got everyone. Okay, so.
We all say
Let's end the district conference with a bang, okay?
Hey. Now what? Did it work? Again?
One for safety. Excellent. Thank you.
Very